No, Sudan didn't look like that 30 hours ago, that's for sure. Yeah. And so too to all of you. Enough already. It's a bit beyond a miracle, isn't it? So Sudan, 18 hours and 42 minutes ago, was complete desert. This river running through here off the Blue Nile was non-existent. Likewise with that. And this. Me installing water, if you could call it that. Look, I don't really expect anybody to deposit money into my account, but when it is that you're the tree of life, to treat me the way it is such that you do. And then you get it then. $16 trust funds stolen by those associated with the Vatican and supported by, well, if the world had 9,233,383,692 people, 85% of them. And the rest are quite simply using and abusing myself as if I were their puppet to exterminate everyone. To then turn around and say to me, hey look, well, you're too unholy for us, so like you are the most like wicked, evil, there's no words for what it is that you've done here. Yeah, well, they actually thought that I'd killed you all. So like I set them up. Oh shit, I'll forgive myself. I mean, I even asked the CIA to get my mother out of here, but you kept her on a kill set. Like, that's the real Diana Miller. She was once the Virgin Mary. I don't know if she's a virgin, but Immaculate Conception to Jesus Christ, yeah, that's for sure. You've got her stuck here. I've got no money because you've all stolen it and won't allow me access to it. So it really would be nice if you could put in the 10, 12 grand so I can get her the fuck out of here. If you want to take me head on, well, you know, perhaps you should have some dignity and some pride. I guess that's why you're still alive. I'm certainly not rewarding you, quite simply, what would you call that, Sudan? Or what would you call that, people? A miracle? No, really, what would you call it? Because God calls it that. So does this gentleman. We all do. He's got it right, and they're not diamonds. Just so you know, diamonds don't look like that. You stole everything of mine. Yes, that's my hand there. So, like, how did the photo of that get on here? How did I get, you know, well, likewise with everything else, right? And then it gets to Australia Post, and I can't seem to avoid any of you, right? From the doctors to Australia Post to every country the world over. You all got it wrong with me. You understand this. I was speaking earlier, before, dead, alive, who knows? Certainly not in heaven. Mr. Packer, James. Yeah, he told me when he was 10, his father told him, that's God's kid. Meaning me. Right, so you've always known. Well, you tried killing me at first, and that didn't really work. So then, kind of, I've come to realise it was kept hush hush for 4 or 5 years. And then you come out with the lies. Yeah. What was it? Jarmalade or something like that. I did say, yeah, but they're not ideas for you, Mr. Hamilton. Yeah. Well, Ferrari, when it is that you've got more control, perhaps we could could have talked about aeronautical turbines. Yeah, but I've gone ahead with it anyhow, with or without Boeing. I mean, like, poignant, isn't it? I don't suppose we'll get there. But, wow. How about that? Hey, look, that's me. Reminds me of the song by The Fray. Yeah. I used to be like this. Well, I'm just trying to be honest with you. No, meaning, like, I can imagine a girl that, I wrote this, but, like, if you were to date me or whatever, perhaps I want to marry a girl feel like this. But I think that would be devilish of all of you to not then, like, jump in and be like, hold on a second, mate. We set you up. Perhaps you felt like not ready to go out or didn't want to because every time you turned your back, we'll pay her to suck everyone's cock. Or, like any time you couldn't get some, that's because you'd been banged all day because, the whole world supported it. Yeah. We got ready to go out, excitement, a firework in my mouth. Well, I'm alive, we're still in Exodus, and I've got a fireworks in my life, my love, my girls, my children. Not much more I can say, really, is there? So, in terms of intellectual property, these are three companies that I created from the start. Google, WMG, and WAE, for what it's worth. The Vaticano, or Vatican, it'd be fair to say that Wade owns it. He has at least $33 trillion in, well, we'll say virtual money. 42% of Bitcoin belongs to him, and he's got it spread across 50,000 accounts, and you'd be aware of this. The hand you saw before was on Wish, so like I started this company, but the Chinese refused to acknowledge it. I've even bought my own gold back from here, and you refuse to buy it. You tell me it's fake, of all things, and then you come and ask me for money, and you call it magic. God gave me this, not the radio, but the Vaticano. In fact, he gave me something bigger than the Vaticano. It's frequency. Yeah, I've been known to call it white noise before. I might apply for a zip account, see if I can get a loan for $200. I'll probably get rejected again. So who's gone to, McDonald's for a blowjob these days? I hear they're good. So my family restaurant, the TV commercials, the last time McDonald's did one was never. I've done them all. In my lifetime, every one of them. If it were good. If there's one that was shit, then it was probably Hungry Jack's one. Even PayPal ripped me off to the tune of $798. Yeah, they thought perhaps them and eBay would be funny. How? I'm really not sure. Well, in fact, it isn't funny. I guess that's the point, right? Of course. So, like, since my birth, Andrew, Mr. Frost, that's God's kid. How about that, huh? My payment declined. Wow, that's no surprise. Your eBay payment needs to be resent. Blah blah blah. Payment declined. YouTube creators. Perhaps that's why. YouTube, hi Wade Miller. Important changes. You can't be fucking serious. So essentially, that's you, all right, says this fella, and that's actually me, by the way, just so you know. I would say, no, really, I would. Before this, because I'm new, remember? See the lightning here, right? Well, I'm sure Allah wouldn't be too Allah. In fact, it would be like not Allah at all if it is that he didn't kind of like. I'm sure I would have said this. I would have been outspoken about it, especially with those in Iran. However, after 36 years and like 12 attempts by you to, and like, how dare you? So, everyone's godless and locked out of heaven. Verbatim from the Heavenly Father, you got that straight. So they do know best. Oh, how about that? Like always, nothing wrong with the card. We can't process your request right now. Not that I have any money on this, by the way. Anyway, look, thanks for your time.